Dear friend, thank you for supporting my channel. Please continue encouraging your friends to subscribe it. Today we're going to continue with the TOEFL test speaking section. Speaking section type 2. Positive or could be negative question style, where one side is recommended to be elaborated and supported. Question styles. Has unsupervised internet at school had a positive or a negative influence on the student's education? Explain your reasons. Then the second one, have video games had a positive or negative influence on the teenagers' behaviors? Let's go for the tip how we approach this kind of question. Select one side of the argument you will choose. Develop your response by supporting side you have chosen to support with at least 2 reasons, supported by details and examples. Supported by detail and examples. Sum up your argument by concluding the 2 points and your points if there is a time left at the end of your response. A strategy. In the strategy, we have to take some steps. Take a position which side of the argument you support. At the beginning of your response, you have to say which side you go with it. Whether you agree or you don't agree, or you take the negative or the positive side. Then decide on the transition or the reasons. Present the first reason, supported by detail related to the reason. Present the second reason, supported by details relevant to the reason. Conclude your argument by presenting the 2 reasons and state your statement position if there is a time left at the end of your response. When we have 15 seconds, we have to use it wisely to make a note, to be short notes, then in order to speak later on. Answer example. Making notes in the 15 seconds of preparation, stating your position. For example, here we said influenced negatively. We have first reason, leads to fatigue, not able to be productive. Second reason, link it to aggressive behavior. When we concluded, negatively influenced by games spreading violence and bloodshed. Let's look for the question how we respond. Have video games had a positive or negative influence on the teenagers' behaviors? Teenagers' behavior can be influenced negatively. If you remember, we said it in this kind of question. Then at the beginning of your response, you have to take the position, whether you go with the positive or negative. Here we took the negative side. When spending too much time playing video games, and this can develop an addiction and violence behavior. Then we go with the first reason. First of all, the addiction of playing video games for long hours leads to fatigue, that the teen is not able to do any productive activity either at school or at home. As a result of this bad behavior, this bad influence, the teen does not study or do school assignments. Secondly, many studies have linked the teenagers' aggressive behavior to the playing video games such as Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty that promote violence behavior, as the game player blow up their closest friends with different lethal killing weapons. The bad influence of video games might surpass the teenagers' addiction and aggressive behavior into more destructive behaviors, might end up into committing crimes as a result of playing these video games. In conclusion, if you remember, we said it, you have introduction, we have 2 reasons, then we have to conclude it. In conclusion, youth behavior can be negatively influenced by games spreading violence and bloodshed. Okay? We have a template, sometimes make it easy for you to understand it and then to follow. You could do it for any question you have it from the style. Template of outlining. Addressing the main point, stating your position, whether you're gonna go with the positive or negative. I like to express my point of view, or I would prefer to stress that, or you could say, I think it's better to have, or I agree that, or I disagree with the statement this. Using transition. I would like, or I prefer to, for 2 reasons. I agree that for several reasons, or I disagree with this statement being presented by, then you could say for several reasons or for 2 reasons. First reason, the first reason too, then to be more specific, for instance, the second reason, the second reason for not agreeing that, for example, in conclusion, you could say to summarize your points and close the speaking, to wrap up, to conclude, in conclusion, or in a short